What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, YouTube? Welcome back to another major market breakdown. As always, we're gonna start with DXY. We have a lot more clarity going into this week than we did last week. We got CPI, PPI come out, and gold, stayed fairly in the same area. We didn't get any crazy rallies, but we're gonna get into that a little later. As always, we're gonna start off with DXY. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button and that sub button. All that's gonna tell the algorithm this is good content and needs to get pushed forward, and that's what we need. We need more people to understand what's going on in these markets. So, before we look at our chart, let's go over to, let me go ahead and refresh this other tab over here so we can see what we're looking at from a fundamental perspective. So I got this little tool here. CAD JPY, same at the top. DU is pretty bullish. I was actually looking at some setups on that. So it's a bit of a contrarian week to like what our overall bias is kind of been. And if I can get back over to my tab, I'll explain that. So I'm expecting the dollar to go higher, right? But I'm not expecting it to happen like this week, right? I think we'll get a trickle down to this little area, which is, I mean, like these current data points, as you can see on the edge finder, are supporting this thesis, but I'm still a little more bearish right now on DXY just because of where the momentum's at right now. I'd like to, if it snaps higher and we like get through, let me see, if we can get through this side here, right, then I'd be like, yeah, I got more confidence in the USD on a kind of short-term basis. But as it stands, we're likely to see this trickle down here and get a little bit of a bounce and kind of just stay consolidated here. I don't see it trending super hard, but against other assets, we can still get some pretty good moves, like GBP USD. Yeah, like I had put this little white line here a few days ago because I wanted to see how price reacted to it, and I mean, like, it found some support here on the hourly. I say like more on the hour, 30-minute. Momentum's not super in the bull's favor, but I would like to take a stab here, just because we have a very subtle, very subtle. I gotta redo that. I gotta put in my card everywhere because I had a new card, so all my subscriptions went off. But slight D2 divergence here, ever so slight, right, in favor of a slight change of wind here. So as far as all the majors go, GU is the one I like the most this week. If we could get, I'd love to get, I'll go on a slightly lower time frame for you guys. Like, if we could get a little pull here, I'd love to buy it. That's what I meant to do. And I mean, like, if it just pops off of here, then I'll just wait for a pullback from there, because it has kind of settled on this area, where it acted as, pretty strong selling areas for the market before. trying to stray away from using support resistance so much. I just as terminology, just because it's understood weirdly in the space of trading. It's just a area where sellers came in. That's why I'm kind of just describe it as what I'm saying it. But sellers came in heavy here, and then they didn't react at all here. Right, bounced a little bit, came down. Some sellers decided, you know what, let's see about this area again, and it snapped back on right back into the range of where they likely got their entries at. So I'd like it to come down some more, pull in some more sellers, and then snap to the other side is what I'm really looking for there. I love, of course, this is not financial advice. This is all educational purposes. Yeah, I mean, like, I'd look for targeting here, right? Above that, sellers are likely gonna come in pretty hard. And I mean, like, institutional ones. So, I mean, I don't believe we break too much higher out of 35 250 area on GU. Now, I was also looking at this. I'm getting close for the weekend, just because it was spread values swaps. We were already up a little bit from getting in, like right here. So closed right before it started, kind of pulling back a little bit on Friday. And then I'm looking to get in, not directly on market open, but probably some 7:30, 8-ish, depending on what the what the Asian Open is looking like. But I'm looking to go ahead and get back into this trade here. Of course, also not financial advice, but let's take a look at what everybody loves to look at. Enough of the boring Forex pairs, right, guys? No, it's my bread and butter. Gold. I'm not expecting anything exciting on gold. Like, we do have ever so slight D2 divergence going on, but and the market is heavily like on the gold side of the boat, right? And when that tends to happen, the market will snap back like, ha, gotcha, because there's so much liquidity on one side. But if you guys notice, this D2 divergence has been building since this drop here. So yeah, I like what sells look like, right? But I'm not willing to take sells because of how lopsided the market is right now on it, right? And that's gonna just keep me from, yeah. I'd like to see this divergence break. We're probably gonna get snapped back this week, and I mean that goes with it goes with the thesis of the GBP USD trade that I have. Of course, gold and GU don't move perfectly together, but they do generally have a decent amount of correlation, or opposite correlation, or not opposite correlation, but they're both pegged against the dollar. So when you got gold, GU, EU, AU are all gonna move fairly in the same direction most of the time. Don't quote me on it. DJ will stray away, so don't lump DJ into that. DJ is its own market, because you have Japan intervening with their dumping and buying of assets, moving their own currency around when it gets to a level that's uncomfortable for them. But I'm gonna keep it a little bit shorter this week. I'm mainly focused on seeing what gold does, confirming if we are gonna get that snapback that I'm pretty confident we're probably gonna see, and then checking for updates, because there is, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, if I go check the calendar, where is my calendar at? I don't have it pulled up, do I? Yeah, CAD CVI comes out. That's gonna, I won't say it'll move oil, but it will affect oil price action tomorrow at 8:30. Then we have GBP climate count change. It's a red folder. Then we got GBP CPI coming out, and AUD unemployment change on the 22nd. And then on my birthday, the 23rd, EUR main refinancing rate, monetary policy statement, and the ECB is having a press conference. So that's going to be one to super duper watch, especially if you're going to be trading EURUSD this week. I'm probably not. I'll be watching it. I'll be looking at it, but I don't think I'll be trading it this week. I think I'll be focused mainly on GBP USD and GBP JPY this week. Yeah. I'll go back to my. All right. If you guys have any, if you got, you guys never do it. Sometimes, sometimes you guys do it, or you guys leave it in the comments on like TikTok or something. If you guys have a specific market you guys want me to go through, on the show, like a specific Forex pair, cross, indices, stock, whatever you have it, just throw it in the comments and I'll be sure to get to it on one of the breakdowns. Make sure you guys tap into the live stream. We stream a trade setup just all day, every day throughout the week, so that whenever you have time, you can just pop in on the stream, see what the trade setup is of the day, and use it in your trading, not as financial advice, but to understand where these markets are going, and on a consistent basis. All right. Again, make sure you guys hit that like button, sub button, and that bell icon. All that tells the algorithm this is good content and needs to get pushed forward. I'm gonna get out of here, stop talking y'all head off. I love y'all. Make sure you're kind to somebody today. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.